What's up, guys? Hope you're all having a great day. Welcome back to another video. Today, obviously, I have my basketball because we're going to be talking about some basketball, NBA. Who's the best team in the NBA right now? Let's get into it. So, there's a lot of teams that are coming into the top contention right now. One being, obviously, the LA Lakers. You have the Utah Jazz with the best record in the NBA. Denver Nuggets. The Philadelphia 76ers, really good team. Boston Celtics. Obviously, Miami Heat are coming back into that contention. And then obviously the Bucks. So you got a lot of teams in that pile, the Nets, that can do that. But what team really has the overall look as the best team right now? Well, if we start with the Nets, obviously they have the best scorers in the NBA. Kyrie Irving, James Harden, Kevin Durant. But still, scoring doesn't equal defense. You need to be able to play defense if you want to win. Everyone knows the saying, defense wins championships. And the Nets have like the last defense in the NBA. Not good. They've let a lot of teams beat them that shouldn't have just because they can't play defense. But if they can figure that out, get that together for the Nets, I think they will have a good time going forward and moving forward, and I think they can get back to the winning path that they were on. The Boston Celtics have been slipping up in the last few games. They've had a lot of injuries, this and that, but I really don't think they can beat some of the top teams in the NBA yet. They still need a couple more pieces. But they're a young team. They'll go the way they need to get some wins in the future. The Miami Heat, obviously, after losing a lot, are on a 4 or 5 game win streak, and they need to keep it going forward. They're on a 7-game road trip in the West Coast. So if they can get a few wins in that, then that'll help them get back into contention in the Eastern Conference. They have Jimmy Butler. They have good pieces around them. They have great shooters. They're a great team that can definitely contend. They made it to the finals last year, so anything can happen. They can make it back again if something happens. That's crazy. Then you have the Denver Nuggets. Obviously, they're always a contender with Jokic and Murray on their team, and great pick and roll, great center. Obviously, you know how far that can get you. Just great team in general. They can shoot. They play great defense, and they have great coaching, great leadership. So that's why I think they can be one of the best teams in the league. Then you have obviously the Lakers with LeBron, AD. AD's been out the past few games with an Achilles injury. Not severe, though, so he'll be back. Their last 3 games have gone into overtime, so that kind of worries me. You know, do they have the depth that other teams do? But I guess we'll find out. I guess time will tell. Only time will tell what the Lakers are made of. But obviously they have LeBron. They're probably going to make it back to another finals. Then you have the Clippers with Leonard and Paul George and that whole crew with them. I think they have a great scoring bench, but they also play defense. They're one of the best defensive teams in the NBA. Obviously, when you have Leonard, Paul, Beverly, you have a great defensive core there that can help bring in the win because they stop teams from scoring and they score. So you're obviously going to win if you score more and you play good defense. So that's why I have the Clippers being obviously a contender. And then you have the Milwaukee Bucks, obviously led by Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Greek freak. Great shooters around them. He played the Cavs two times, and other teams watched him play a couple other times. They can shoot. He passes it, they shoot. But their only issue is he can't shoot. If you want to be an elite player, you need to be able to shoot to close out a game, and he can't do that yet. You saw against the Suns, he had an open shot. The form was looking whack, and it didn't go in, obviously. So that's their only weakness, really, for the Milwaukee Bucks. They have shooters around them. They play great defense, but he needs to be able to close out the game. If you want to be the best player in the NBA, you need to be able to close out the game. And then you have the 76ers, Philadelphia 76ers, Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, all-stars, great defense. Seth Curry, not Steph Curry, but Seth Curry, is the best three-point shooter in the NBA. And he hasn't missed a free throw. He's 100% on free throws. If they can have that core around them, Ben Simmons, obviously the passer, to the shooters, they're going to have a good shot at contending too. I mean, there's a lot of teams that can contend this year in the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference. There's no weak area in the NBA this year. And then the last and final team, the Utah Jazz. Best record in the NBA. I think they're 20-5 or 21-5, something like that. Donovan Mitchell, Joe Ingles, they got a great cast and crew around them. Look, if they can keep this up, obviously they slipped up in the playoffs last year against the Nuggets, but if they keep this up, I want to see what they can do in the playoffs, because obviously regular season doesn't really mean anything. It just gets you into the playoffs. But I need to see what they're made of in the playoffs. If they compete at a high level like they do now in the playoffs, they can have a good shot of upsetting the Clippers and the Lakers to get that crown and go to the NBA Finals. So you never know. Anything's possible, especially this year. So just wanted to break down the best teams in the NBA right now. So hope you all enjoyed this video. If you're an NBA fan or fan of any team, comment down below. What are your top teams in the NBA right now? Who do you think has the best odds of getting to the NBA Finals right now? So be sure to like this video and subscribe. Peace.